Hey guys, Nick here. Thanks for coming by. For those of you that may remember, a few weeks ago I did a video called My Unfortunate Obituary. And that was an obituary that I had written when I was doing some self-help, some recovery work, and some step work. And the the obituary was written for what would happen if I never recovered. One from the liver disease and the cirrhosis and kidneys and all that, but also if I were to die an alcoholic death. If I went to the point to where there was just, which I was lucky enough to be able to bounce back from, but if I had never made that recovery. That's how my obituary would have read, and it's uh, very dark. If you recall. If not, go back on the channel and look on there. It's called My Unfortunate Obituary. So as I was progressing in my recovery and I was starting to get better, I wrote in a second obituary, and this one was for if I should recover, if I should live many years, into the future. I know that my life expectancy on paper is considerably shorter than the average guy and kind of my demographic, but um, I felt that it was important to still have that positive outlook, and the way that I try to project here. I try to be an advocate for positivity and for knowing that your prognosis isn't a death sentence, as you guys hear me say a lot. So I thought I would share with you the new obituary that I had written. Some of this might be a little bit dated. I wrote this about oh, 7, 8 months ago, maybe. But I wanted to share it with you guys to kind of put an end, or whatever you call it, the final page, if you will, to that obituary process. I know it will change in the future, but as of right now, I'm going to share it with you guys. So, Nick was born on December 7th, 1982, in Knoxville, Tennessee. He was an alumni of the University of Tennessee and an active member and participant in all events he found fun, interesting, and exciting. He is preceded in death by everyone on earth that died before him, and Nick is survived by everyone that's still alive. Specifically, the amazing and cherished love of his life, Carrie. Looking at pictures is great and all, but frankly, you can look at those anytime. The funeral home will provide each of you with a link and/or CD with all the photos that are being displayed here today. That's why I didn't want you to sit around and talk about the pictures and what used to be. Instead, my final request is for all of you to take a short drive and recall a memory of you and I that is unique to you. It's just about 10 minutes away from here. So if you would all just put on a happy smile, remember our memories together, and let's see where this journey takes us. Go to the crossway where Cedar Bluff and Park West Boulevard meet. This is the center point of Nick's adult life. Most of you worked with or met Nick for the first time at one of these landmarks. Look around and take in the surroundings and remember him. 2 miles southeast is the Christian Academy of Knoxville, where Nick graduated high school. Nick traveled with his choral ensemble group to perform at Carnegie Hall in New York City, New York, and performed the Star Spangled Banner with them at all school and major sporting events. If you look southwest, just over your left shoulder, you'll see the Cracker Barrel Old Country Store, where Nick had his very first and last job. He worked there for about 13 years. During that time, he met his first wife and made several more friends along the way. Some were party friends, a few girlfriends, roommates, and a couple longtime friends. They were all a huge part of Nick and who he was. If you look west down Park West Boulevard, you'll see Park West Hospital and several doctor's offices. This is where Nick's mother passed away and where Nick spent multiple weeks as a patient, family member, or friend. His physician's offices are all also right along the street as you lead up to the hospital. To the north across the street, you will see the Park 40 Club. There he attended many AA meetings throughout the years. Some may remember him for some may remember him in those rooms during all different high and low points of his life. He didn't always enjoy it, but always left feeling a little better and a little bit lighter than he had before he went. Directly southeast at the top of the hill, you will see the Lowe's store. There's a good chance that you've ran into Nick here. Most likely he was aimlessly wandering. If you wanted the best odds of finding him, you could start at the baseboards, crown molding, and or the garden center. He lived in Waterford Village off Middlebrook for 8 years, and Fox Lake Terrace for just a half a mile northeast of here. He moved to the Palisades with Carrie near Bearden High School just over the hill. In this home they spent the remainder of his life. In the distance you'll see the Great Smoky Mountains where Nick had countless adventures. Such things like water parks, hikes, one of his favorite restaurants, Bubba Gump Shrimp, giant aquariums, or little chapels on the hill. There are several other places, I'm sure, but this was the middle of all of them. The heart of Nick's everyday routine throughout his life. Just like looking at a landscape painting, start in the middle, then slowly work your way outward. Find your favorite part of the painting and absorb it, but still admire everything in the picture and how beautiful it is. Through literal peaks and valleys, streams and droughts, it's always a perfect balance. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending, and enjoy the remainder of your afternoon. Nick. So, guys, if you didn't know, if in case you for some reason you didn't pick it up, I sent people to kind of the center point of where my running arounds, usually happened at all stages of my life. I've always lived in West Knoxville here in Tennessee, and that's really where my circle is. And I thought it would be fun, and I'm good with directions, so I enjoyed mentioning the actual geographics of southeast here, just north, or south, just over the ridge, and it's a lot of it's things that really meant a lot to me. Now I didn't include everything. I could have, but the goal of it was always just to kind of lighten up uh, the the service, because ultimately whenever I die, the service is not for me. It's for the people around me, people that I called friends, people that I was close with, and it's I thought that would be a nice way of saying goodbye, as opposed to just sitting in a stuffy funeral home where they all seem to smell the same, and everyone that works there is talking very softly to you, like as if speaking louder is like going to break you physically or something. But that's what I wanted to share. I left out, a huge place which I worked for years, but I included the restaurant primarily because, as of right now, that was my first and last job, and a lot of things happened in the middle, but it was easier for me to incorporate that kind of stuff that way. So thank you guys so much for watching and listening. As you guys know, I love you all. Click the link below for liver disease and support. It's my Facebook group that myself and Aaron admin. Just agree to the terms and you're in. You guys know how much I love you all, and how much better you guys just make my day to day through your kind comments. And just remember to like and subscribe as well. Just trying to help get the voice out there. The YouTube algorithm, we all know, likes the length of views and all that. So I'm just trying to push this out to as many people that find themselves in this spot. So thank you guys so much. I don't know where you're at, but it's a beautiful day out here in East Tennessee. So thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a good one.